Welcome back to BibleGlimpse, the channel where we dig deep into the good book and find gems hidden within its pages. Today we're diving into Genesis 40. Let me tell you, this is a real page turner. We've got more twists and turns than a soap opera, and we'll be dissecting it with the humor and insight you've come to expect. So grab your popcorn, little soda, because we're going to take a hilarious journey through the ancient world. As always, we're going to start with a reading from the New International Version.
Sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angry with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the same prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, and he attended them. After they had been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were being held in prison, had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said to him, "In my dream I saw a vine in front of me, and on the vine were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, it blossomed, and its clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup and put the cup in his hand." "This is what it means," Joseph said to him. "The 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 days Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you used to do when you were his cupbearer. But when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing to deserve being put in a dungeon." When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given a favorable interpretation, he said to Joseph, "I too had a dream. On my head were 3 baskets of bread. In the top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head." "This is what it means," Joseph said. "The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days Pharaoh will lift off your head and impale your body on a pole. And the birds will eat away your flesh." Now the 3rd day was Pharaoh's birthday, and he gave a feast for all his officials. He lifted up the heads of the chief cupbearer and the chief baker in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, so that he once again put the cup into Pharaoh's hand, but he impaled the chief baker, just as Joseph had said to them in his interpretation. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. That concludes the reading.
Alright folks, let's get down to business and talk about Genesis 40. Now this chapter starts off with Joseph, you know, the guy with the colorful coat? He's in prison, and he's got some company. 2 cellmates that used to work for the Pharaoh himself. Talk about your downgrades. This is like going from working for Google and then being stuck at the basement IT job. Now one of these cellmates is Pharaoh's cupbearer, and the other is the baker. Sounds like a sitcom waiting to happen, right? I can just imagine the cupbearer saying, "Hey baker, pass that loaf of bread. Oops. But did I just predict my own future?" So Joseph, being the dream interpreter extraordinaire, hears these guys have some weird dreams. And you know what? It's like a sneak peek in the modern day talent show. The cupbearer dreams of squeezing grapes into the Pharaoh's cup, and the baker dreams of carrying bread on his head, which gets snatched away by birds. It's like watching a magic show where the magician accidentally turns himself into a rabbit. Joseph, with a glint in his eye, goes all Simon Cowell on them and says, "Your dreams, guys, not looking so good." He predicts the cupbearer will be back in the Pharaoh's good graces soon. But for the baker, well, he he might want to invest in some anti-bird insurance. And wouldn't you know it, Joseph's predictions come true. The cupbearer gets back in the Pharaoh's good books, while the poor baker, well, let's just say he's the first contestant to get eliminated in this twisted game of Survivor, Egyptian edition. And there you have it, folks, Genesis 40 in all its bizarre glory. It's like the original reality show with a twist ending that even M. Night Shyamalan would envy. And yeah, guys, I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea who that person is either. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to BibleGlimpse for more hilarious and insightful journeys through the Bible. Share this video with your friends and family, because who wouldn't want to join the fun? Thanks for watching, and remember, the Bible has more plot twists than your favorite TV series. Stay tuned for more BibleGlimpse adventures, and until next time, keep those biblical chuckles coming.